Hey everyone, how's everyone doing out there?
Well, say hi, everybody. Say hi, Ted.
Okay, and hang on. I think I got a feedback going on here.
Just say hi. No? Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right, so let's see, well, who else out here? Okay, Evil Twin is reclining, and I'm putting a huge garden. Keith Comp said, how about a keyhole garden to try out? LOL, whatever. Hey, Gunslinger. Cecilia Jansen's here. Never enough time. Christy Betts. Mama Z's Texas Kitchen. Michael 58. Delta Papa. Blue Healer. Fishes and Lowe's Life. Strong Enough to Bend Homestead. How are you doing? And okay, we're caught up here. All right, so the topic tonight being, what are you doing to better your position? Is dealing especially with what's going on in the world today. And what I was doing changed drastically last night. I'd started putting, I don't know if you had watched some of the stuff on my videos and some of the stuff I've been doing with the 55-gallon barrels I've cut in half and some of those stuff I've been doing. All right, Anna. Yeah, I noticed a lot of buffering going on with it's Friday night. All the kids are done with their schoolwork and they're all doing games and stuff and burning up the internet speed. Hey, Teresa and Lee. So,
send me one of those ARs there, Blue. Send me one.
So last night I went across the street to the east to Curtis, and I was talking with Curtis about borrowing his two-bottom plow and his disc and stuff, and he's doubled the size of his garden on his property. He's got a bunch of chickens, which he hasn't had chickens for years. He's got 3 Nubian goats right now, and he's getting the old goat pen, which he hasn't used for years, cleaned up, straightened up, and putting the goats in there. And these goats all have collars on them. They're wandering around like they're pets. So he's going to he's going to be doing a lot, and he was wanting to know if he could use part of my east field to plant squash and pumpkins and stuff that spreads out and takes a lot of room. And I said, yeah, sure. We just need to get the manure in here from the dairy. If we can get 5 days without rain, and get him to spread it out there, and then we can turn it under, and I'll turn it under with the 2-bottom plow, and he'll follow behind me with the disc and break up what I turn over the 2-bottom plow and get it all going. And we were talking about food shortages, possibility, and the prices of what things are going up. Down the street from us, across the railroad tracks and down the street is the grain mill, which is it's not actually where they grind up the grain and stuff, but it used to be. Now it's just a store. They sell a bunch of stuff. The whole chickens, live whole chickens, big chickens fully grown, are selling so fast they raised the price to $25 to slow people down. And and he's like, Curtis said he bought a bunch of chicks and stuff, to start raising them. And then what I found out from Daniel and going on in Oklahoma, Daniel Arms is a state trooper, and he's assigned to the commercial truck division. And evidently, There's things going on with the trucks down there as far as not so many of them on the road. And
Kind of warned you all about that.
and the the meat processing, both beef and chicken, and the turkey, all the poultry processing plants. Some of them are only working half production because they're down people, and supposedly there's one or two that are shut down somewhere across the nation because there's five that are shut down now because
five complete plants. A total of 22% of the U.S. population's meat requirements are met through those five. So we're down to less than 80% of our current meat production that's needed for the U.S. population. The plants that are still open are working on reduced shifts.
Yeah.
And that was actually put out by multiple news agencies. Just go look it
up. Teresa, I wish that was my pantry. Oh, I wish that was mine. I'd feel so much better if I had that much stuff in stock down in the basement.
I wish I had a basement.
Can't buy chickens retail in California right now, quarantine issues. What? Well, that's Governor Nuisance for you.
No, it ain't as bad as Michigan. Michigan, you can't buy seeds. Can't buy lumber. Can't buy barbecue stuff. Can't buy furniture. It is non-essential requirements, according to the U.S. governor. Cecilia, I'm not moving. And we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Anyways, let me go ahead and switch some things around here real quick here. And so anyways, last night my plans changed. I was just going to be doing a small garden. And so let me pull this down here and bring up this. Okay, so got a little something here to share with you guys. Scary. Okay, this is what I've been doing out there. This was going to be my small garden out here. And let me go ahead and play it.
Volume.
Okay, so these are 55-gallon barrels I cut in half. And they're all filled. They're filled 7/8 full of 2-year-old rabbit manure. I did a video on it, and I got some topped it with some good potting soil on top. This is a 275-gallon tote that I cut the top 12 inches off of, turned it over. That's going to be a bed for radishes and spinach and stuff like that. And where am I? There I am. So those are all the ones there. I just going to put some filter fabric material over the bottom on it. And then this one here I just did there. Let me stop it. Come on, back up here for a second. And that one is one of the totes that had the bottom cut off. My neighbor gave me all these tote tops and stuff. I turned it over. And it's full, 3/4 full of 2-year-old rabbit manure and bales of straw back there in the background there, and in layers, and a layer of potting soil over the top. So I got 22 of these barrels out there, and so that's what I was going to do. Well, I'm now with the recommendation from Old School Prepper. All those barrels, all these container totes that were over there. Let me back up for a second, show you those. I'll bring it back up here and I'll stop it on it. Okay, so I got 6 more of these. 6 more. Wait, 1, 2. No, I got 5 more over here to use. So I'm just going to leave them whole, turn them over, fill them about halfway full, and plant stuff in them, and they'll also protect it from the wind and everything else. So I got that to do.
Hey,
then
Gil,
down them, yeah.
You might want to clarify what you're doing with the rest of the property there, because some people are under the impression that you're only planting in buckets. They may have missed the fact.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm going to get to the rest of it here.
That way, you know what's going on in chat.
Yeah. So, and go to the next one. So down in the basement here, I started a little greenhouse. I got a thing. So I've got a bunch of pumpkins planted in those 3-inch pots. These there. I've already got the seeds planted for tomatoes in those little containers there. So I got 40 tomatoes planted in there. I'm putting radishes in these things here, and then I'm going to loose seed radish down when I get another one of those low containers out there done up. And then I have cantaloupe planted, 10 things of cantaloupe planted. And then today I went to Home Depot and I picked up a whole mess more seeds. So I'm going to be doing some watermelon out in the big field. And I'm going to be doing some lettuce and stuff in one of those planters, and carrots, and spinach, more tomatoes. And I'm going to be doing corn out in the big field a little bit. Actually, maybe doing corn in the back. But when I was talking to Curtis last night, he has probably about 2 acres maybe, and everything that's not lawn, and even some of the lawn, he's disking under and putting in garden. And he was telling me that what the small area that his kids had done corn in, which is small, put it this way, they sold it. They sold off all the ears of corn they raised last year, and they made over $1,000. So he's putting in his kids are putting in twice as much area into corn. And Curtis wants to use part of my field. Let's see if I can bring up a picture of it so you guys can see what's going on there. But on mine, my 2.5 acres. Okay, here we go. It's just showing up right here. Okay, so it's on my Google thing. So I'm going to show this here. So everything from the center here to the right hand side here over here. I've been working that. I got some videos out on it and stuff. And that's 2.5 acres. And he wants to plant a section of it in squash and pumpkins and watermelons himself. I'm going to be planting some into it, but I'm going to be planting a big section of it in corn. And then we're going to and then probably about a quarter of it, we're going to open it up for any of the neighbors who don't have gardens on their own property to come set up community gardens here. So, and I got an irrigation canal going through the property, and I got irrigation rights 2 days a week. So we got plenty of water to water. So that's what I am doing to improve my situation. But, and my daughter got her stimulus check this week, and this morning she also got 9 of the big 2-yard bags of the Kellogg raised planter bed mix for her raised planter beds. So she's expanding her raised planter bed garden. And then she also picked up like 150 pounds of flour from Winco and a bunch of other food stuff. So she's spending all her stuff on either garden or food. So anyway, so that, I'm still concerned. I'm still kicking around the idea of possibly let me go back here real quick, show you guys this area down in here now, right here is where the new orchard is. We're putting in 25 fruit and nut trees in here, and the trees are spaced 25 feet apart. Well, we may be planting pumpkins and watermelons and stuff in amongst these, and maybe putting some corn in out there too as well. So yeah, so right now for me to go hog wild on a garden, I'm nervous. I'm not scared, I'm nervous. And being nervous, I am taking some precautions. Whereabouts you located at? Oh, that's for Burchards. The desert I'm in, every 600 years. Yeah. So, if you guys can enlarge your gardens, Even you only enlarge it, 20%. If you can enlarge your gardens, that's what I would recommend. I know my wife, I can't show, I don't have it. I forgot to load it on the computer. She sent me texted me some photos. The house in California has 2 cement driveways on the side that I put in. The one I've just been parking my trailer on. Well, my trailer's up here. Well, she had got a bunch of those big planter buckets from Home Depot, and so it's got planter buckets all over it. And she's added a whole bunch of new plants and stuff. So she's expanded her garden by about 15% at least, and she's still adding more stuff. So.
Narrowway Farm, hello.
Yep, exactly there. Hey, Narrowway. Our extension, okay, let me throw this one up. So our extension service is down to like 5 things to grow through the summer. So they're weird things. All right. So Dave.
What?
I know you're stuck in an apartment. You can't grow anything there. You can't even put a pot out on your balcony or anything.
I wish I had a balcony.
Okay, all right, yeah, all right. Out in front of your steps by your door. Because it's not a homeowners association. It's the manager of the public housing.
It's public housing. Period. It's government controlled.
Yeah. So, what are you trying to do to better yourself? Better your position right now.
Nothing.
Oh, come on! You told me you had something.
I just read.
You're reading. What are you reading?
A brand new book that just came out. Can y'all read it?
Well, put it this way, they'll see it really good in a second.
Brand new book. Just hit the shelves this week. I got me a copy. Got it today and had a chance to read it yet.
Yeah.
But over 250 pages.
Yeah.
Education is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's something else I already started too. I've read through the Green Wizard's Guide twice now, and I'm going to be reading a third time. Of course, next time I put that off because I have a copy of that waiting for me down at the post office.
I will be doing the audio version, hopefully starting next month, of the Green Wizard's Guide for those who would like to be able to hear it. I've still got to work with Ron on being able to get it out there, but I will start working on it next month.
All right. Oops, sorry, what's that?
Yes.
Come on.
No, hey,
I'm trying to find. Hang on, I'll go back to that in a second here. So, I believe that Dakota and family's asking about my big field and stuff. How do I manage all the things on an acre?
Shotgun.
No, I manage it basically. Well, I grew up on an acre and a quarter, so as a little kid, we had a lot of stuff going on. This is basically twice that acreage that I'm actually going to be growing and stuff on.
Hey, Howie.
But it just takes time, and so I just got to plan stuff out. And part of what's the neighbors are going to be using part of the property, so their kids will be over there taking care of part of it. And so we're Curtis and I have agreed to share different things back and forth. He's going to be growing some stuff, I'm going to be growing other stuff, and different varieties of it. So we'll be swapping stuff back and forth and trading. All right, Gunslinger said he's become more organized as far as food stashes and gears. Being organized is a good thing. Helps do a lot of stuff. Okay, and Howie's here. Scroll down. North Franklin. Or my. So, Brastard for your state. Is it like California where you get one tag and the tag is good for one deer or one elk only, or is it like in Oklahoma where it's good for 2 or 3.
He's close to the Fort Bliss military range. There ain't many roaming animals left. They done been exploded.
I got a lot of time to Almagrano. Question for you.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I missed it.
Put it up on screen.
There is no direct sunlight in near the windows in my apartment.
But Dave, I just
Yeah. Oh, I think we're losing him. Yep, he's gone. Yeah, I hear all this stuff. Oh, there's always a way to grow. Guess what? No, not here. That's the only window that sees sunlight 40% of the day. And with AK steel still being considered a necessary, essential activity, it still runs 24 hours a day. So we have smog and soot and crap flowing over here. I could leave my apartment completely shut up and I still get a 1/4 inch of dust a week in my apartment. Obviously, I dust a little more often than a weekly, but I took and went up to Michigan a couple of years back and spent 2 weeks up there. When I came home and nobody had been in my apartment, I had over a 1/4 inch of dust on virtually every piece of area in my apartment. And there he goes. I think Gil's going to have more food than he can eat, and he's going to be selling a lot of it. I mean, with over 2 acres available, he's going to be leasing out, so to speak, about 3/4 an acre. That leaves him over an acre by himself, plus the buckets and all the stuff his daughter's doing. I think he'll be okay. There's Miss Julie. Fishes and loaves. Ooh, pronghorn. My son likes pronghorns. He learned about them on Wild Kratts cartoon. Wife just built a large greenhouse. That's pretty cool. See, I thought about trying to push the boundaries here, knowing full well that if they wanted to, they could actually evict me and leave me homeless for it, which is a reason I have not pushed it. I thought about putting a flower box type thing out in the front in the middle of a trellis to go over my windows and get some climbing vines to go over the trellis so it would provide shade for the flower box, and then plant stuff in the flower box. Unfortunately, the parents around here don't make their kids mind, so it would be destroyed. And then housing would probably tell me I had to remove it. Agreed, Blue Healer. Having the herbs would be a major plus. Now, if I had a kitchen window that faced the sun a majority of the day, I would try planting, in Coke bottles or egg cartons or something hanging by the window to have the fresh herbs. Then I could dehydrate them, grind them up, and store them that way, or just dehydrate them and leave them whole and store them. I've been on Section 8 for 8 years. I've been in this apartment for over 10, and my name keeps getting skipped. And they say, oh, it's not because you're a guy. Oh, let's see, I'm disabled. I'm raising a child by myself. I watched a woman who has no children now get her Section 8 house. But yet it's not discrimination. Okay, anyway. Because I've been trying to get into a Section 8 house. Because if I could get a house with any kind of property, I would have a garden. Don't exactly have green thumbs, but there's plenty of books out there that can help make up for my lack of knowledge. Again, to say I do not get enough sunlight to grow microgreens unless I got a UV light for growing. And then I'd have to have a dedicated area where I could do that, to where I can keep the cat out of it, keep the kid out of it, which means I'd have to take everything I have stored in my closet and turn that into a greenhouse. And I have no place to put what's in my closet. We may have lost Gil completely. Well, that's what I was referring to, Fish and Loaves, is some sort of LED setup. But I don't have any extra room in the house. The laundry room is smaller than my bathroom. My bathroom, I have to walk outside to change my mind. Charles's room is him and toys. Kid's got way too many toys. And my room is full of supplies.
Hey guys.
Welcome back. There he is, maybe. Is he back?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah. All right. I timed that. That was 6.5 minutes, but I tried to get me back in twice, and as soon as I start to log in, the internet went out again. This is the little thing I'm getting here. Hey Kathy, this is the message I get. It says DNS server isn't responding. The DNS server for this rinky-dink internet company called Sparklight is not in the U.S. But what I wanted to share with Dave here before I went out, on Amazon, this is the GE Grow Light.
We just went over all that.
Okay, nine. I figured you guys were, but $9.89. So it went up. It went up yesterday when I was looking at it. It was $8.99.
Mm-hmm.
Then it went up to $10.99. Now it's back down to $9.89. And
and before I could buy it, it'll be up to $18.22.
And this is the white light version. And but they have it puts out the one on the left there, the white light. Now the standard glow light version is
a purple.
Is $8.99 right now.
And like I said, before I could afford to buy it, they'll be up to 18.
Yeah.
As I've got, what's today? The 17th. That gives me 20 or 13 more days.
Yeah. But if the price maintains, just fluctuates around like it is, just low like that.
But then again, I just don't have the place to put it.
Yeah.
I'd have to actually get rid of stuff.
Yeah.
Because Charles's closet in his bedroom is full. My closet, my bedroom is full, and it's all of supplies.
Yeah.
There is no other room in this apartment because it's.
But the white one, you could put out over a table or something, and grow some stuff.
The only kitchen table in my apartment is right here where I'm at.
All right.
It's in the living room because it was the only piece of equipment large enough for me to build my my computer setup.
Yeah.
In my kitchen, and if I decide to start doing what I used to do, which was making holsters and sheaths, I may put out a video next month of it. Maybe. I don't know.
All right. Dan M says, CFL bulbs work great when you need to flower. Okay. Oh, Butcher Box. That's the one where they send you the meat sign up and stuff.
Go to Omaha Steaks.
Yeah.
Omaha Steaks right now is shipping. How do I know? Because I got me a box because I couldn't find meat at Walmart. So the $100 and some odd I normally spend at Walmart, I spent there. I didn't get as much, but I still got meat.
Yeah. Let's just say.
And I will say it tastes pretty darn good because I had me a steak for dinner.
Yeah, Kathy, that's what I got down there right now. I have the LED shop lights down there right now, but I got two of those GE bulbs coming, and I got the work lights with the shrouds and the clamps on it. So I'll be putting those down there to supplement. And I got the lights down there on a timer too, so it's on for 16 hours, off for 8. And it's just about matching what the sun's doing here now, or will be. It will definitely be matching what the sun's doing here in another 2 weeks.
I did try to sign up for ButcherBox. When I went to sign up, I tried ButcherBox and they were unavailable. So I went to Omaha Steaks. I needed to find something ASAP to make sure I had enough meat for the end of the month. Because I had enough for the beginning of the month. Because I always have a little extra over every month. Hi, Miss Mouse. I put away the mouse traps. You're safe. And, I took the option that I had available.
Yeah.
But I didn't sign up for a subscription for it.
Yeah.
I just got the one-time special.
Yeah.
Now that I see what's actually happening at meat plants and with some of the truckers that I know who deliver cross country from the meat plants, I may sign up for a monthly subscription of it. Because that way I don't have to venture to Wally World for one, and two, it'll be guaranteed by the 16th of the month when I usually need it.
Yeah. This afternoon. Oh, okay. So Kathy is monetized.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
Woo!
Now, I only need 250 more people and about 250 more hours.
Yeah.
Ain't happening. I don't care.
Yeah.
But congratulations, Kathy.
Well, I should hopefully by the end of the month have my hours. And I need 131 right now. So,
hey, Mouse, that was a nice, interesting walk around your property today. Thank you. Now I know where I can go hide. I'm going to go hide under her dock until it floods.
on those, it was interesting on those lights. Before I ordered them, I went and checked the Sam's, Home Depot and Lowe's. 3 times the cost in the store, and they were the FET, which is almost as good as GE.
I have lots of playlists. It depends on how bored you want to be. I have a Bible stuff playlist. I have bags playlist. I have a cooking playlist. It's kind of short because it didn't get very many views, so I quit doing it.
Do you have a live stream playlist?
Yes, I do. Wide family. Good evening, young lady.
Hey.
Do you remember her name this time?
Courtney.
There you go.
Aha, I remembered it. It's Courtney. No. Hey, Courtney.
Are you trying to say my stuff puts you to sleep, fishes and loaves? Man.
And I think she's saying it's nice and soothing. So anyway, so what, while I was gone, what else went on? When the internet dropped me?
They were just harassing me, and that's okay. I can take it. I got broad shoulders. They're getting
older, Uncle Al.
But
Yeah.
Did you see Al walked in?
Yeah, I saw Al walked in. Yeah, he's still on cell phone, aren't you, Al? So Al, what are you doing to better your situation down there? Are you going to enlarge your garden spaces out there?
Well, he's not going to tell you about the bungee pits he put in the backyard to keep the people out of it. That's for sure.
Or the homemade crossbows that are on tripwires.
I just won't tell anybody about doing it, but yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Or the pet or the skunks he's got chained up in the backyard.
Hey, peek into a super channel. Hello. So one of the things I do plan on doing, considering I'll have a little extra money at the end of next month, about $50, I do plan on picking some security items up.
Uh-huh.
And they are going to be based on tripwires. And they're going to be set up around the doors and windows. Now, the windows I can lock to a point where they can't get in the window unless they actually smash the glass, which would wake me up. But doors are a little easier to get through because these are, after all, public housing apartments. So I'm going to be setting up some tripwires. And Fifth Ops is the name of the place. And I will be getting some of their perimeter alarm setups.
Well, Peek into Super Channel has 108 subscribers. Welcome here for your first time here.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see any of our channels.
No, they took the dots away from the side.
Yeah, they took yeah. So basically, you got to open up YouTube on a separate thing and just type in their name and go search for them. That's what I just did, and he's got 53 channels, or she, and 53 channels, 53 videos. Blah, 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 blah. Getting tired here. Coming in. Okay, all right. Got that. For the bits. Blow them off like Chicken Dave.
What did I miss?
Fishes and Loaves making comments on.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Hey, if it comes down to it, hey, they come in uninvited, I will have them for dinner. I ain't going to be squeamish about it. If that's the only meat that's available, hey, may make some people queasy, but in desperate times, you do what's necessary. I just can't tell Charles where the meat came from. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't eat it.
Okay. Over here, look, I'm looking at some of the videos there from Peek into Super Channel. Mm-hmm. They got how to make your own hand sanitizers, teaching kids to wash hands, how to clean Costco groceries at home.
You should have a ready supply of this, but if you don't, you make your own.
And
get that off my coffee.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So.
All right, Al, blow our minds. What is the new shortage? No, me no get no snow. Hey, SD Mountain.
Hey, Rustic Traditions. There are there are several channels that are like Peek into Super Channel here that just joined us today. I have videos out there how to make hand sanitizer if you got rubbing alcohol or Everclear, since they're both 90 proof or 90% alcohol. And we got SD Mountain Man in the house now. So this will hit everybody. Transformers, not robots, Dave.
Oh, I know what you're referring to, Al. I know very well what you're referring to. Been studying that scenario for the last 3 years.
So which scenario is that one?
There is a YouTube video, and doggone it. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a moment to.
But wrong jumped on me. Come on, I got it back up here to the where is it? There it is. Man, it was not allowing me. This chat's going so fast I can't get it up. There we go. I got Rustic Traditions up there. Just drink my alcohol, sanitized from the insides.
Did you not learn what happened in Iran and Iraq when they went to drinking? They went, they no here no more.
Yeah.
No, not Hold on, I have to do my history.
Yeah.
'Cause I actually went and watched it again today.
But the thing is with Iran and Iraq and stuff, the amount of alcohol they drink,
Oh,
zero to very little, and now they were chugging it.
oh, they were. Good grief. They drank more alcohol in one sitting than 90% of people drink in their entire lives.
But wait a minute, their religion says alcohol is no.
Yes, it does. Oh, come on. It's not in my playlist now.
Okay, so.
Oh, After Armageddon. It's a History Channel movie.
After.
I'll get you a link. I just got to get my computer to behave. It's an hour and 27 minutes long. It's on the History Channel. It's also put out by Bibles and
This
Barbells.
program is a theoretical account of the worst case scenario for global disaster.
All right, computer,
This
shut
is
up.
not.
There. I'll put it in private chat so you can pull it up and link it.
Okay.
There you go. Oh, my other computers are going nuts now. Good grief.
Okay, let me slip over here. The Russians have taken to launch. Have launched to knock us out
We
of
have it
that.
too.
Yeah.
Guess what? So does China, North Korea, South Korea, Israel, Japan, England, all of Europe. Everybody's got the technology to do it. It's nothing new, so to speak. It's just not something that's widely talked about.
And they all know if they do it, they're losing everything too.
Yeah, because we'll retaliate.
Yeah. And they can't knock everything out because stuff up there is hardened.
Well, that not only that, but if they knock out too much stuff, then their stuff won't work over here either, because the entire GPS grid is a multinational GPS grid. So if they knock out part of it, their stuff doesn't work over here. So it's one thing they can't just go willy-nilly with.
Okay. So this is on Bible and Barbells.
Yep.
All right. So let me go back here to the chat. And I will post that there. So someone went and posted that, took off of the History Channel's little thing there. Let me pause that. Okay. And throw it in there. Okay, so we got that there.
Yeah, I chose the shortest possible link. The one on History Channel is a lot longer.
That's something else I got to do. I got to get my well operationally, and because I'm on city water, I got irrigation rights, 2 days a week, and the well water here is only down 15 to 25 feet. That's it. I just need to get when the guy got on city water, he decided he was going to dump a bunch of rocks down in there, but he did cover it up, so he didn't totally fill it. But I just got to make a little special clean out auger to go down inside and clean out. Let's get back down here to the bottom.
I also ran across another video today that's for conspiracy theorists only, and I will post a link to that on the Discord in the Tin Hat Room. It's not conspiracy theory. It's all fact, but a lot of people still don't want to believe it. So that's where I'll post it.
All right. What did... All right. Glock and roll. Yeah, the well at my parents' place in California before it went away had the water level in the well in the wintertime was at 65 feet. In the summertime, it dropped down to about 90 feet when we were using it all the time. Kathy.
Awesome pantry. Go watch Mouse Toes. Just do not try to walk into it. Just give you fair warning. Don't do it.
Yeah, I've seen some older homesteading channels that have a lot of canning stuff on there, and there's one. Shoot, forgot the name of it here. Give me a second here. Diane, the canning ninja, is one of the other ones here that does a lot of stuff. Let me see if I can share that one over here.
Another one to go check out is also Prepsteaders.
Yeah.
She has a lot of information on plants, canning, some of the old-fashioned stuff like pemmican and hardtack.
Bring this over here.
Like I said, Mouse Toast has a beautiful pantry. She shows pictures of it in a couple of her videos. Just be very cautious. Don't go near it. Just warning you.
Yeah. All right. And let me get back to here so I can show this. So this is yeah, there we go. This is Diana, the canning ninja, and she just put out this one. Just came out just now during her live. She posted it. Dehydrating onions, getting ready for making onion powder. So there's another one out there too. The Woods channel.
You won't be disappointed, Fishes and Loaves. You will not be disappointed.
There's another one here. So let me bring back here.
You're roboting again, just so you know.
All right, let me go ahead and close this one here out. And
hey, getting started. I've been watching Prepsteaders for a couple of years, and I can never remember her name. And it's right on the tip of my tongue. Rain Country is also a good channel. I've been following them on Twitter for a couple of years too.
okay, I'm gonna put this under. So I'm trying to save this one link so I can close it out here real quick. Here we go.
It was the ninja. What was it? Diane, the canning ninja.
Yeah. Well, I also had that other one up there too, so I got that down. All right, close out that one. All right. Now I just got to find that.
Krista.
That's way behind.
Hey, Mouse, careful about that green stuff. You make me want more green pea soup. She threatened to shoot me one day when I said I wanted to get a can of it for Charles. She said she'd pop a cap on my butt. That's what I'm telling you guys. Don't go near her pantry. She don't care. She shoots you first. Yep. She also makes
American Off Grid was in here. Missed them.
Oh, there. I missed them too.
Yeah, American Off Grid with Russ and Gina.
Yeah. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, that was a while back. And my chat is frozen. I know what I'm going to have to do. I have to restart it. When I went out there, it was frozen and it's not moving. So I got to reboot that other my other channel there.
Mouse has an awesome recipe for split green pea soup. So if you want a different recipe to check out, go check hers out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's starting to load up here now.
Mouse is a good old Southern lady. She tells you just right where the bear pooped in the woods. She holds no qualms about it. And she tells you, if she can, you can. I only wanted one little small jar.
Back and find this other one here. Prepsteaders. No, I already got Prepsteaders.
That's right. Mouse don't sleep.
She is of the woods. That's the one I wanted to pull up there. That's one for me to check out later here.
And if you go check out Mouse's channel today, she put out a video of showing a little bit of her garden, little, I call it a levee where she lives, but it's an estuary more basically. And man, she's got a lot of clams on there. That's why I said I'd head into the bridge. I'd have protein, I'd have vitamins and minerals, nutrients right there, right under her little dock, because there's lots of clams.
Oh, got a question out here for everybody. All right, fishes and loaves. So if she gets a dehydrator, a fan in the back, and can't get the Excalibur, what is the alternative?
Give me a minute, I'll pull it up. I have one, and I do believe, if I remember correctly, it's called the Weston. I have to go back and search my Amazon stuff because I bought it a while back. But it has the fan in the back, and again, stupid Amazon.
Yeah, I got a couple different versions saved on my wish list and for Amazon. But yeah, my wife lent our big one to her mom. And so it has the fan in the back. It's got like 9 trays in it. And it's like, 16, 18 inches wide, 18 inches tall.
When did I buy that?
Shoot. Am I still doing the max headroom?
You're fine now.
Okay, I'm not sure what it was.
Could have been me too, because I'm trying to load stuff.
Hey, Scott. So, Scott, what are you doing to better your situation? Of course, you got to stay in California for another year. So, Scott, what are you doing to better your situation? Okay. And if anybody out here of our good friends want to come up here and talk rather than type,
Found it.
paying off debt as soon as possible. That is a very good one. That is a very good one.
Here, Gil, I'll post this in private so you can research it and be able to post it. This is the one I have that he's going to go looking for. And it has the fan in back. And compared to some of the other ones that have fans on the top or the bottom, I see there's an actual decrease in the amount of time needed to dehydrate things. What would, for my beef jerky, the way I like it, normally takes about 7 hours, and most others, I can do it in this one in 6. And it's done right.
All right. Okay, that is the one that has the pineapples on it.
Huh? What?
The Weston one. That's the one of the beef jerky and fruit dehydrator.
Yeah, that's the video.
So it's this one here on the top. Okay. All right. So $129.99 or $130.
And see, that's a little bit bigger than the one I've got. That's an 8 tray or 10 tray.
10 tray.
Mine's a 6. The 6 should be under $100.
It says that's the 4 tray.
Well, that one's no good. I don't like those.
Yeah.
But get something like that because of the fan and heating.
Here it is. The 6 tray is $113. So you get 4 more trays for $17. I'd go with the 4 more trays for $17.
I don't have the space under my counter for it to fit.
Yeah. I mean, but if Fishes and Loaves was looking at it.
Right. Yeah, the Weston is a good brand.
Yeah.
And like I say, I get excellent results out of mine. I did some mandarin oranges, turned them into fruit jellies, and they awesome.
Yeah.
My kid doesn't like mandarin oranges per se, but when I turned them into fruit jellies,
They're gone.
Yeah, he inhaled them.
Hey.
That's why I quit turning them into jellies and left them in the cans.
Now I think one of these two down here I added to mine list. These are both 5 tray ones that blow from the bottom up.
I don't like them. Most people who have used the ones with the fan in the back will try selling the round ones because they take longer. It just takes a lot more work because then you have to sit there and you have to pull the top off and rearrange the trays and put it back on again.
Yeah.
Can you put them on Discord? What, a link to that one? I'm sure we could figure something out for you. Not an issue.
Okay, so basically, it was just the Weston fruit and veggie dehydrator. If you put that into Amazon, that's what comes up.
I will post her a link in Discord.
All right. So, jerky.
And I'll tell you right now, there's nothing better than your own homemade jerky.
Yeah, and it has a good built on it drying guide.
Yep.
It's jerky, and there's the measurement. So that's 15.5 inches wide, 21 inches deep, 15.5 tall. Apple slices, trays. So there you go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this Excalibur one's, or not Excalibur, but the Weston one is really nice. It's one of the few things that I've bought that I'm very glad that I did buy. I just haven't used it as much as I'd like to because the stuff that you use to make jerky is expensive.
Now, I have heard on some of the bottom fan ones that if your stuff you put in there is too wet and it drips on the fan if they don't have the special guard on it, so it blows up around the things, around the trays.
Yep.
Yeah.
Link to it is now posted in Discord.
Yeah. Wish there was a. Sometimes the Amazon has long links, and sometimes they have short links.
That's a long one.
That's a long one. Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Hidden Valley for the price and the ability to do what they do. Yeah, I would recommend the Weston over an Excalibur any day. But that being said, if you've got the money and really want to go with the Cadillac of dehydrators, then yeah, go Excalibur. Because they come with a metal grate, where the Weston, it's a separate purchase. Now, there are alternatives to buying the metal grates that go inside them, because that's a plastic one. Okay. You can buy for, I can't think of the name of it, but it's stainless steel screen, basically, that you could, at Lowe's or Home Depot, cut to fit those trays. They give you smaller holes, so if you wanted to dehydrate peas, you could do it. That way you don't have to use parchment paper. But parchment paper will work in these really well because the fan and heat is at the back blowing forward. I use Chrome for my 90% of what I mean, yeah, they spy on everything you do, but I use Chrome.
What I missed? Computer crash. Oh, okay. We're talking about dehydrators, and we're looking at the.
Uh-oh, Fish and Loaves just lost power. Be safe over there.
Oh. Do you have a backup generator or any type of backup battery system? Shoot. So I use Chrome for when I'm doing live streams and stuff. I have my my old personal email and my other channel on Firefox, and the YouTube's being such a wanker with dealing with Internet Explorer that they're moving to stop supporting, allowing their videos to be supported on it.
All right, Scott. I would, for the cost, I would just make my own with some stainless steel screen. For the cost of it, I just make my own, which is what I plan on doing. Right now, I'm using parchment paper when I do small stuff. And the same with when I do beef jerky. I only do 5 trays at a time. I put parchment paper on the very bottom sheet so all the drippings can fall on it instead of the bottom of the dehydrator. That way it's more clean.
Where's the comparison? Does it have a comparison down here? Nope, it does not have a comparison on that. Usually they have comparisons. No comparison for it.
From the experience that I've had with it, I would definitely recommend it.
Because the rest of the is asking about the $179 one. I don't see that one.
Weston does have a higher end model.
Yeah.
And I do believe the higher end model does come with the metal trays, but I don't remember. I haven't looked since 2018. That's when I bought mine. Mr. Jerry.
Hey, Jerry.
But personally, for the cost and difference, I'd buy this one with the plastic trays and make your own metal screens and buy a roll of parchment paper as well.
Yeah. And, if you got a Sam's Club or a Home Depot, your parchment paper, you get the big roll of it. It's cheap.
Yep. I just buy mine at Walmart or Amazon.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
But next month, if Walmart has the steaks on sale again like they did this month, but I didn't want any, I will be buying some more and putting me up some beef jerky to store.
Yeah. So that's one thing we can all do. If you don't have a dehydrator, is get a dehydrator. Yep. Or deal with some of this summer's extra food crop. If everybody, so everybody should, if they have a garden, should expand the garden if they can. Get a dehydrator.
And something I would pick up when you pick up your dehydrator, if you don't already have it, which most of you already do, is a food sealer of some sort.
Yeah.
And I would not skimp on those. I bought a cheap one and it died within like 2 months. Completely kaput.
What's the one we got?
I would spend a little extra money on your food sealer.
Yeah.
That way it'll last. I mean, Miles, you said you've had yours, almost 10 years now? Hers is still going. But the one I bought off Amazon for like $20 died.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Put this back up. All right. So you got some sponsored ones there, $66, $40.
I would, if I was
$200.
I would spend at least $100 on it, because with that, you are going to get what you pay for. And if you can get the one that has the attachments for like canning lids, so you can vacuum seal can jars.
Yeah.
That would be the best way to go.
All right. Food Saver is what we have 2 of them. I think, we got 2 Food Savers. One of them was donated to us from the Boy Scouts when they wanted to get a new one for the NYLT program. They go, here, take the old one, get rid of it. We're going to buy a new one, because they buy a new one every 3 years on it. And I think that even the $79 Food Saver, because Food Saver is a good brand, has the attachment where you can buy the attachment for the canning lids and stuff on it. Let's see what this shows here.
Jerry, your kayak is not too small for you. It's only too small because you can't put your ferro rod beast and your striker in the front of it and create a little fire while you're going down the water. Don't try fooling people. That's the only reason you say it's too small. We know what the real deal is.
Hey, small town preparedness.
Yeah, like I said, that's one area I would not skimp, is your Food Saver. Food Saver brand name would probably be the best way to go. It's well worth spending a few extra dollars to spend more on that. That way, when you go to buy that and your dehydrator, the money you're saving by buying the Weston, you could put towards your Food Saver, and it'll balance itself out, and you'll have better product in the end. You know, Jerry, I'm just giving you heck because we love you, man. Hey, have y'all seen his Batarang video? Those were cool.
All right, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, so the warranty on the Food Saver is 5 years.
Right.
Even the $79 one. Yeah. And if you have a Sam's or Walmart or Costco that you go to, check, because well, they're probably all out of them now. But we used to pick up at the Sam's. We used to get the extra bags and stuff at the Sam's. Get the big box of bags and stuff, the rolls and stuff.
Another thing too about your Food Savers, when you get the cheaper ones, the heating element may not be strong enough to seal it the first time through. You'll think it does. You'll think it's got a great vacuum on it. You'll put it in the cupboard. You go back and check it like a week later, and it's completely lost all vacuum.
Yeah.
So you definitely you don't want to skimp on your Food Saver.
Yeah. One of the things,
new one sometime soon, hopefully.
Yeah. When we were using the Food Saver for at NYLT, that's the National Youth Leadership Training for Boy Scouts. We prepackage meals for them just to put it like it uses as a boiling bag, and we would double seal the top and bottom because they're putting it into boiling water.
Will do, Jerry.
We were getting that and an Instant Pot. Yeah, we so my wife last September bought an Instant Pot for my daughter, and I brought it up here from California. And of course, so we now have, my daughter has one here, my wife has one there. So they love those.
Actually, North Star, there is a way to deal with that. You know that, oh, shoot. If you don't mind, there is a way to do that. And if you, the little rubber liners that you put in your kitchen drawers, wash and dry those with soap and water. Make sure they're completely clean. And if you put that near the top, it'll actually slow down the powder coming up near the top of it.
There's another way of doing it too, a little bit slower than what the using the Food Saver is. And I'm trying to remember who else. There's been two different people put up videos on it.
Brake bleeders, Rain Country's one of them.
Yeah, the brake bleeders. Yes, that way you just pump it slowly. You just, yeah.
Yes, I do know why, Scott, and that's what allows them to vacuum seal. If the bags were smooth, like say on the most of your Mylar bags are smooth, you can't really vacuum those out without doing a couple cool little tricks. But the regular vacuum seal bags have a side that's got bumps all over it, and that's what allows it to pull the vacuum completely out.
Yeah. Dave, the other Dave that I got up there, David's Mule Train Homestead. We were talking back in the beginning, what Daniel Arms, an Oklahoma state trooper who works the commercial division on the trucks, was talking about going on. And I guess, Dave on the screen here, Grumpy, was saying that 5 meat processing plants are shut down and a bunch of others are running at partial capacity. Mm-hmm. And a couple of the ones that are shut down are because of the Red Dragon affecting its personnel.
One Smithfield Foods had over 300 employees tested positive for the Red Dragon. That's just one. That one closed down immediately. There is nothing coming out of that plant. And two other companies, if memory serves, it's two other companies have shut down a total of 4 other plants, which is a total of 22% of the U.S. population's meat needs.
Yeah. Now, there is a company, excuse me. Smart and Final is like a mini version of, you know, for food as far as and cooking supplies and stuff of Sam's and stuff. It's a little mini version, but its sister company's called Smart Food Services. And the one here in Idaho Falls had the frozen 4-ounce chicken breasts in a 40-pound box. If I had had another freezer, I would have gotten a couple of those and put them in the freezer, and we would have been dehydrating some of them, and we would have been cooking with like barbecue sauce, and then seal a meal in it and toss it back in the freezer. So we just pull it out and got instant meals and stuff.
Gee, Moss, I was going to ask you to make Charles a couple. I wasn't going to ask for myself. I'm more worried about my kid. I've already lived a life he hasn't. Not that I want him to be without a parent, period, but if God says it's my time, it's my time.
Yeah, because the 4-ounce chicken breasts are nice and small. They're the proper size for, make it for lunch or whatever. And you're going to do some rice, a little rice and teriyaki sauce and stuff. You can make whole little meals set up, seal a meal real easy with those 4-ounce chicken breasts, and they're not too what?
Shut up about food.
Sorry. But I'm just saying, that you can get the stuff done, you can make it, and you put them in the freezer, and you're good to go for making instant, especially for kids and stuff. They can pull one out, they can toss it in the microwave, they can cook up their a lunch real quick.
Mouse, I was only kidding. I actually have a lot of masks still, but I do appreciate it. If you're going to do that, donate it to those down there who, in this medical service. I have masks in Charles right now.
All right, let me throw the other one. Shoot. Where did I put it? Did I even save it?
Julie, I wasn't talking about teriyaki flavoring, although I do have a bottle of that in the fridge. I wasn't telling you guys what all I did to it. I just said that, I had one. And baked potato with sour cream and sweet corn. And the only thing I was missing was a nice salad. Yes, Mom, I made sure he has, and I'm actually going to be ordering more here soon. Scott, you didn't. Oh no, he ate dragon food.
Dave,
I couldn't resist.
I know you're teasing me. Ooh, teriyaki hamburgers.
That's awesome.
Now I'm probably getting a lot of people mad at me for this. But hey, the Morningstar Farms soybean patties and stuff like that. Hey, they're right now. They're a lot cheaper than meat is right now.
And you know what? If you got spices, you can make it taste good.
Oh yeah. Well, Morningstar Farms, the breakfast sausages have always tasted good, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So guys, let's see here. If you have masks and stuff that you want to sterilize, you can pick up.
Fair warning in advance. I ordered one 3 weeks ago. It's still not here yet. And
But
I ordered a small one.
That was on eBay or was that on Amazon?
Amazon. I'm giving the seller a 1 star because he said it'd be here in 3 days. 2 weeks later, I still ain't got it. Although it finally did show up on tracking. So that means it came from China.
Yeah.
It was in the US, which is why he's getting 1 star. He lied.
Yeah.
Even if it's the greatest product I've ever seen, he's only going to get 1 star.
Yeah. So there's you got these portable ones here. And first, let me double check. Just want to make sure it has the proper nanometer on it.
Do you remember?
Yep. Oh, I've been talking a lot about that. And this
250.7 or 254 is usually what's written on the bulb, and it says nanometers.
Yeah, and this one here is not listing.
That is not a proper one.
Yeah.
There's no shielding to it to protect you, the user. Do
Yeah.
not buy anything like that.
Yeah.
Remember, Doc talked about it on my live stream.
Yeah. Okay, let's look at something else here. Wand. W-A-N-D. And let's see what they have, if they have the wands here. Here's a little wand. They got the wands here.
Yep, that's the small fold-up portable one.
Yeah.
I have bottom row or no, that row right there in the middle.
No,
Right there. That's
The middle?
nope, right there, right there.
that one there, the $22 one
Yep, that's the one I ordered.
with USB.
Yes, that way
Cool.
it's recharged.
Cool. $22. That's not bad. And
No.
and it produces the ozone too,
Yes,
which
which
is
is the
good.
reason I wanted it, because it supposedly do it. And from the research I did, and I researched it before I bought it, it is at 253.7 nanometers, and it does also give off the ozone. So you'll be able to tell by smell if it's actually working the way it's supposed to. And it collapses, so it's small and portable. So it could actually be put into a backpack if you had to bug out. That could be used to sterilize water. So that's the reason I chose that one, because I could always plug that into, where is it? It fell down.
So there's all your different images on it.
I could plug it into something like this, a USB power bank, to recharge it. Then I could let this recharge all day long.
All right, so
Now, it's one of those power outage things that could be beneficial, and that's the reason I did it.
yeah. Okay, so back over here and see what happened here.
Michael asked for the link.
The link on that.
It's going to be long.
No, it's not. Hang on, let me put it up here. No, it's not that. It's not that long. It might fit.
It may come across in two pieces. If it does, click on the top piece alone and see where it takes you.
Yeah.
Yes, it does destroy the virus because it is at 253.7 nanometers, which is the correct wavelength.
Okay, so there we go.
And it's affordable, which is the reason I bought it. Now, the one Nurse Amy has is $100 and some odd, and it's a lot better.
Yeah. So I'm not sure that link's going to work, guys. I put in there. So
I'll tell you in a second.
let's see if we need to work it.
Just a second. I'm trying it on the tablet. That way I can see if the mobile users can get to it.
Cool.
Yes, it goes right to it, folks.
All righty. Boom. There we go. And since that's up there, I'm going to add to the list. I'm going to add that to my tactical gear.
So, I mean, for, figuring tax and everything, $28. Tax and shipping. If you're on Prime, then it's free. But it's going to take 2 weeks to get to you. I'll tell you that off the bat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I say, we went over the proper nanometer and everything with Doc Bones last Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, most of your black lights, your UV lights, you can buy at Home Depot and stuff. Most of them, 90% of them are actually 395 to 405 nanometer wavelength, which is too big. You need the short 253.7 or 254 wavelength, which goes and it, yeah.
And now, if you want to go discoing, then go ahead and get those. Get yourself a nice little globe in the middle of the room with mirrors on it, a little bit of funky soul train music going, and Get one in black lights and some neon colors, and you can have yourself a little bit of disco. Hey, I grew up in the 70s. Come on. Give me a break.
Hey, we never used disco for those. We just had those for the regular hard rock stuff and some of the skull, the black felt posters with the painting on it and stuff, or the skull paintings and stuff like that, and Alice Cooper, and stuff like that. My cousins had that big. Me, I just had haunted houses and stuff on my black lights.
Yeah, I listened
Posters.
to Christopher Cooper back in the day. Not anymore, but I used to.
All right. Ooh.
Saturday Night Fever.
GB's alert. Oh, sorry. No, sorry. Not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I am not going to do my John Travolta imitation. Kathy put up the Saturday Night Fever. Travolta. No. Okay.
That's why we like you, Mouse. She's still got the long black.
So I'm trying to follow this thing. Okay. I see where Scott asked Dave's Mule Train a question, but I didn't see his response. But then I see, I guess Scott looked him up on it. All right, so there it is, southeast Florida, Central Florida. Kathy, I'll have you know, I trained for 6 years in ballet, tap, and ballroom dancing. That was back when I was a teenager. Since then, I forced most of that stuff from my mind, and my wife gets mad at me that I can't remember how to ballroom dance.
Oh, I've got one of those right here, Mouse. This is a little teeny UV light that shows bio stuff on walls and stuff. There's no batteries in it right now, but I've got it. So, and the reason I've got something like this is if in a grid down situation where there's no rule and there's fun stuff, and I have to go foraging for things, get up there, I can actually make sure that there is nothing touching what I'm after that I don't want to. Hey, come here. Say hi to everybody. Big old fat cat.
Got my UV light here.
Okay, there you go. There you go. You said hi. Good God, cat, you're fat.
Yeah, this is just a UV black light for finding where the dog and cat peed on the floor.
Yep. And it works great for grease and stuff like that too. So if you clean your stove and you think it's clean, grab one of those lights, turn all the other lights off, and watch how bad you didn't clean it. I made a video about my little teeny UV light that I've got. And as I was videoing, I realized, I bleached my stove. I still seeing grease splatter everywhere. Yeah, I guess I got to go clean again.
Tim, I've never heard of that. Scott says, only you got this flavor.
Rabbit train crashed off the tracks over the bridge. Splash.
Ooh.
Yes.
Everybody. Okay. So anybody has one of these little UV lights, or like this one I actually got at Harbor Freight. Hey, I'm going to do a video on it now. A Harbor Freight video.
Hey, you'll get 100 million hits in a week.
Yeah. But for lighting up hornworms, that ought to be really good. I'm going to make sure my wife picks up another one of these in California. Of course, she's planted borage all around her tomatoes, so I don't think she's going to have the hornworms. That's some great information about the hornworms. All right. what other things guys, what other things are you doing that the rest of us should be doing or could be doing to help improve our situation, our position, whatever you want to call it, our standing, our purpose levels in these tough and confusing times?
I'm not confused. I completely understand what's going on, which is why I pester people to prepare.
Yeah, Dave, we know you're not Dave, Scott, we know you're paying off debt.
Yeah, keep rubbing it in there, young man. I'll put you in timeout for 30 seconds.
Oh,
Exactly, Pennsylvania Prepper. Don't stop.
yeah, exactly.
If you fail to prepare, you plan to. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Yeah. Learning new skills. There we go. Another one.
Brand new book this week.
All right.
Yeah, I go.
Yeah, Scott, you said pay off debt.
See? Signed even. This one Doc signed first and then there's Amy. And the other book I got, she signed first and then him.
Oh, yeah. David, yeah, those work great for at night for trailing for following blood trails.
Yep. His would be better than the one I've got. Mine's more for an indoor use, real up close. I've even actually got a weapon attachment so I could mount this on the front of a weapon. So I can clear a room and look at the same time.
Of course, I'm going to get political here with for Scott. Talk about this would probably work really good for finding snowflakes in California or California.
Oh, maybe because they do drink the tea out there.
Because they've been drinking that funny Kool-Aid, so they should light up really good. Oh, zombies too. You're a pod dude.
Actually, Hidden Valley, quite a while.
Yeah.
We're talking as long as it's not washed off by rain or dew or anything like that.
Years.
Yeah, as long as that blood trail is there, it'll show up.
Mm-hmm. Hey, go watch the original CSI first season. They followed stuff that was years old, and it's true.
Mm-hmm. And yes, Tim is correct. A green light, which I happen to have a green light for a weapon as well for night hunting. I live next to a few of them too, Scott, so I feel your pain. I have one that keeps saying, the government will protect us. I said, really? Where are they at now? Well, they gave us $1,200 plus $500 per kid. I said, yeah, you're fixing to get over $2,000. Are you proud of yourself now? What are you going to do with it? Oh, I don't know yet. I'll probably buy a new TV. Oh, excuse me? What about the food you need to feed your family? Oh, we'll have food. Really? Did you find everything the last time you went to Walmart? Well, no. I go to Kroger's. Did they have everything? No, they were kind of short on a few things. And you expect the government to fix that? How?
Yeah, especially when the trucks aren't running.
She still looks at me like I'm stupid. That's okay.
Rustic truth, not many snowflakes here. Reminder, rustic traditions. What state are you in? Yeah, we have plenty of snowflakes up here in Idaho, but they're the kind that come from the sky, sit on the ground, and melt.
Well, all them one out in California are going to start melting here soon when the grocery trucks ain't making it to the grocery store more, and the government says, we're out of food too. Sorry. Have fun.
Yeah. Florida.
That
Okay.
Time to rock and roll.
Okay. So Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Today was the when I was at Sam's Club, they were actually finally out of hydrogen peroxide for the first time. They were out of rubbing alcohol right away. They've been out of gloves, but the Sam's Club has had plenty of hydrogen peroxide until today.
Yeah, I still can't buy any of that. And through my insurance, every month I get $50 of a thing and per diem, if you will. to
Yeah.
buy medical stuff, and I cannot get hand sanitizer, rubbing alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, no gloves, no masks. All that stuff's normally available, and they said they are not filling those orders for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
I wrote them back and said, "Do you realize the foreseeable future is next year?"
Oh, that's not what the CDC said. They'll be back open in the end of June.
I
Yeah.
just kind of smacked my head and didn't respond.
Well, tell her next time you talk to her, tell her that the emergency management coordinator from Homeland Security said, no, probably August. See what she says
Yeah,
then.
I agree with that. I spent too many years driving truck. I understand our supply chain too well.
Oh,
If every
remind
meat, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I'm going to bring up a picture here.
Okay.
You go ahead and tell.
After spending the better part of 30 years driving crisscross not Contra Costa County, crisscross across the country, I have a very innate understanding of our supply chain. Even if every single plant opened up right now, they still couldn't move it because there's not enough drivers to move the product. So stuff is still going to get left in fields, dumped in the garbage for about the next 2.5 to 4 weeks. Okay, so that's a month out. If everything were to open right back up right now, it's still a month before everything can get back into flowing the way it needs to be. Unfortunately, they're not opening right now. They're not talking about opening those plants until June or July. It will take, by then, 3 months for everything to start rolling back the way it used to. Most drivers are off work, sick, furloughed by their companies because there's no product to move because nobody's buying the product. Even though our grocery stores need it, they can't buy the product because the contracts that these places have, like schools, colleges, other businesses, the contracts are closed. So they're forcing the farmers to bury it in the ground or dump it on the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, there's truck stops in Pennsylvania that are closed. There's 2 here in Ohio that are major truck stops that are closed. And when major truck stops close, that means drivers can't buy fuel. And what a lot of people don't know about the driving industry is during the course of a year's time, you have to buy a certain amount of fuel in each state or you are taxed extremely heavily as an owner operator or as a company owner. So I just give it, and these numbers are arbitrary or not realistic. It's just to give an idea so you understand. Let's say I own a truck and I go through Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, and then back up to Michigan. I have to buy a minimum of fuel to cover the amount of miles that I drive in each state. And that's for every state all year long. If I don't buy enough fuel in each state, I get taxed on the amount of fuel that I didn't buy. So let's say I only bought fuel in Ohio and Kentucky because those are the 2 cheapest. And once I buy fuel in Michigan, but I only buy, 10% of what I need, I'm going to get taxed on that 90% I didn't buy in Michigan, as well as all the fuel I didn't buy in Indiana, all the fuel I didn't buy everywhere else. So when major truck stops are closed and drivers can't buy fuel, companies aren't going to let the trucks run through those states because they don't want to get taxed exorbitantly.
Yeah. All right, Dave, got something else here for you to talk about
Uh-oh.
along the same route. What is this facility?
That is in Springfield, Missouri. It is an underground grocery warehouse facility. I have been in there multiple times. It is a nice, beautiful 58 degrees inside there.
And if some of the workers in there suddenly have caught the red dragon, what's going to happen to that facility?
Oh, it's closed. There's one road in, one road out.
Yeah. And how much of the region's food goes through that facility there?
There are, that I know of, 5 major underground places in the state of Missouri alone that house well, 80% of Missouri's needs. And in that region, I would say probably roughly 40% total for the region. No, that's the region being the surrounding states.
Mhm. So if some of these big warehouses get people that are sick and they're shutting down, then that's food that's sitting in there that can't go anywhere.
Yeah, because drivers can't go down there because the air filtration in that system is maintained in that system. It's circulated air. With this being airborne, if I go in there, it now travels through the whole ventilation system, contrary to what the CDC has been telling you. Actually, it was not built underground as a warehouse. It's a mine that was converted. There is a salt mine underneath the city of Detroit that they were talking about converting also, but they never did. They should have converted it because then Michigan would have a very, very large warehouse underground. Yes, Chris and Sharon, it sure is.
Yeah. And the reason, one of the other reasons, let me cool real quick. The other reason why they did them underground, because it's 58 degrees. All the food and stuff lasts longer down there.
Yeah, there are some docks in there that were built back when they had only 28-foot trailers, and they expect you to put a 58-foot trailer plus a 18 to 25-foot tractor in front of it in that dock. I've done it, but it's not easy. And then people honk their horn at, can you move your truck? No, I'm back to the dock. Well, I need to get through. Too bad, you can wait. Then I walk in and tell dock worker, hey, take your time. Why? Is there some jackass out there, excuse my French, try to get through here? So take your time. 2-3 hours later, I finally get loaded and move. Yes, I was a meanie.
All right.
Let's not get into that, David.
Yeah. Which is one of the reasons why I'm encouraging everybody, if you have a garden, expand it.
Plant.
If you don't have a garden, but you can do one, plant it. All right. Guys, you say, well, I only got a small, I'm on a 1/4 acre lot in the city or whatever. I can't put a garden in. BS. Go to my channel, go to the garden playlist, and look at what my wife did to our front yard. We do not have grass in our yard. We haven't had grass in our front yard for a decade. It's been a garden forever, and all the neighbors love it. And several of the other neighbors have done the same thing because we did it. So it's, and now it's, I bet this year it's going to be even more people putting in front yard gardens, backyard gardens, and everything else.
See, considering I'm not going to be able to move, if I were to get a stimulus check, which I'm not, according to everything I can find, and it's not one in my account yet, so I'm pretty sure I'm not. Even if I were to get one, what I would do right now, because I do know of a couple local community garden spots that have been in the past, and I would start trying to hook up with those people in the area that used to have those and try and get one going again. So we'd have a community garden somewhere. I'd check with, I'd look around to people near me and say, hey, look, I got seeds. Let's build us a community garden. Let's reach out to some of our neighbors and try and get something going. Don't have a car, so that's not possible. But if I did have one, that's what I would do. I would reach out to my neighbors and try and put together a community garden. Say, look, I've got seeds for this. What do you got? And if we got the same seeds, I'd say, okay, let's split them up and let's try and get somebody else's garden going and try and make sure that between 2 or 3 gardens, we have all the crops we need rather than everybody trying to grow everything that they want. And then there's no bartering left. If Joe Blow grows corn and Becky Sue grows cucumbers and I grow squash and Billy Bob over here grows beans, then we can all pool everything together and barter and trade. And we can have more total than if we try to grow just our little own bitty self. That's just my personal 10 cents.
So I know we've had a lot of people come in that weren't here in the beginning. Some of you are still here. So let me throw this up here again. So this is what I started doing this year. I got, these are 55-gallon barrels cut in half. And then I got a couple of these are IBC totes, 275-gallon totes. The neighbor across the street cut off about this much off the bottom of them. And so these are all the top pieces turned upside down. And so this is what I started doing. And I wasn't going to plant that much. I was just going to, plant these things here and put some stuff in it. After talking with my neighbor across the street, Curtis, who has about a 2-acre lot, who's putting as much as he can into garden himself. Besides this, I'm really going to go. I've got more of these I got from the neighbor. I'm going to talk to Brandon, see if he can get me some of the full totes, and I'll just cut the tops and make them big ones like this that I can use my tractor. I can pick up and move them around with the bucket forks on it. But yeah, so this has a lot of rabbit manure I got for free. In fact, most of it's rabbit manure. These are some of the totes that I got from the guy over here in the corner up there, left corner. That's Brendan's truck. He has a bunch of over there. But if he gets them for $35 each, the totes, but he's using them. And he gives you what he doesn't, parts he doesn't use, because he makes feeders out of the totes. And and then this is what I'm doing down in the basement. I've turned one of the rooms down in the basement into a what was the old coal bunker. I've turned into a greenhouse, and so I've started planting stuff. I'm going to be expanding this greatly. I've got beets, tomatoes, cantaloupe. I've already planting, and then I've got a whole bunch more stuff I'm going to be planting as well out in the field. So yeah, what I was going to be just a little small experimental garden this year is going to be going full blown.
And just so you know, Pennsylvania Prepper Bedtime with Charles is my son's channel, which I used to help Gil moderate with.
Yeah.
I didn't have it to start with. So if I don't get it, I'm really personally not out anything. It's not like they took something away and are giving it back. So I'm really not out anything.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about it.
Okay, loaves and fishes. You talking the metal guards? You mean on the totes? If I'm going to be getting new totes, what I'll do is I'll just take the ones off the top. Actually, I'll take the ones off the top, cut the top open, put the 2 bars back on the top to keep its strength on it. Courtney, what do you mean by watch? I have to watch allotment.
I think it's a movie. I don't know.
It's called Allotment. I think you would watch it. Okay, so it's a movie.
See you later, Scott. Yeah, I understand Pennsylvania. Like I said, I'm no slouch when it comes to finding information.
All right, Scott. Good night.
I may have to smash my head on the keyboard a few times just to get my computer and me to communicate properly, but I'm no slouch, and everything I can find, all it says is you are not eligible. So what? I don't care.
All right.
But I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. So, someone else want to address this for Chris and Sharon about vegetable seeds out there? Kathy, Courtney, others have done a lot of it.
See, my mom used to do all that stuff when I was a kid, and I was more worried about playing in the dirt than taking care of seeds. So I never learned that aspect.
Okay, I gotta check something out here real quick here. Well, hopefully everybody's answering that for Chris and Sharon. I know my wife saves a lot of seeds. In fact, she tries to save natural seeds, so the genetics so that it's the genetically modified ones, don't like to reproduce, I believe. So she does the heirloom seeds.
Yeah, if you're going to go out and buy seeds, try and buy heirloom seed vaults. Most of those have upwards of 10,000 or more seeds in them for the good ones. And I actually have just enough set aside for this next month to pick me up another seed vault because, like a dummy, I keep giving mine away. But I do plan on picking up another one.
Okay, so Allotment movie is not on Amazon at all. See if I can find it elsewhere. Allotment film. Oh, can't find it. Okay, up Pat. And it's that one here.
Seeing as how I've got her cornered at the moment, Julie, did you at least look at the pictures to let me know if they're acceptable or if I need to change anything in it? Just checking because I like to have knowledge.
Trying to find
Channel, Gil. It is a channel.
Oh, Allotment Dairy. It's on YouTube. Okay. Allotment Dairy on YouTube. Yeah, I'm not much into dairies right now. Having had a couple milk cows that we had to milk by hand.
Aw.
No. We didn't do the big ones. These were Guernsey Jersey mixed, so they had small ones. And so basically you had to strip like this the entire milking. You couldn't, there wasn't enough to do this with.
I sent you 2 pictures on Discord, Julie. And no, folks, they're not nasty pictures. Don't think that way. How dare you? Good grief. I swear, some people.
Yeah. Okay. Waiting for
you on Discord, Julie. That's why
there it is. Hang on here. I had to wait for the chat to catch up so I could put Kathy's link there so I can bring it up so I can see what it is.
There you go. There's an answer. C103. Some of the seed gathering will require letting the seed pods dry on the vine first.
Aha.
There's an answer. Yay. No worries, Julie. I'm not in a hurry. We know that. I'm impatiently patient.
Well, at least you're not impatiently snowflake.
Oh, I wouldn't be on YouTube. Oh, yeah, I would. If I was a snowflake, I'd be putting out conspiracy theory videos and have 1 million subscribers and a couple 100 million views already.
Okay, so this is the link that Kathy put out there about the seed saving growing techniques for vegetable garden, 2nd edition. Paperback is $17.59. But so, techniques for saving the seeds of 160 different vegetables. Wow. Okay, hang on. Add to my wish list for basalt.
Have a good night.
Okay, added it to my wish list.
Have a good night.
Okay, yeah.
That would be awesome. Get a video out. Appreciate it.
Yeah. On goats. All right, goats are basically two different ways of doing goats. Goats you get goats that you can milk, or you get meat goats, which are like Boer goats, Spanish goats, and Kiko goats. The Kiko being the most parasite resistant of all of them. The Spanish goats are pretty parasite resistant as well. The Boer goats, not as much. Now, Nubians and the other ones, very not parasite resistant. So you got to watch your parasites on it.
Okay, you had
Albany Mountain Homestead. Hey. Yeah, geese were a pain in the butt here too. I mean, just we got Brandon across the street raises pigs. In fact, Curtis, the one I was talking about earlier, that has the big tractor and the bottom plow and the disc and stuff, has bought a pig from Brandon, and Brandon's raising it for him. And later this fall, or early September or so, they're going to butcher it up.
Mama Z, I don't know about you. I think we're going to have to quarantine her to a different room in the house. She's no longer allowed to sit in that one with the stove.
No. She has to develop a way to do
Smell-o-vision.
not smell-o-vision.
Taste-o-vision?
Closer. Teleportation vision. Basically, she cooks it up and teleports it to us, and we can try it out. Sort of like Star Trek's replicator. She puts it out there and it replicates it to everybody.
Hello, Albany.
All right. Oh.
What do you want again, cat? Why do you keep coming over here bugging me? Yeah, you're not tiny no more. You don't fit in one hand. Sorry.
Yeah, Titan's turning into a Titan.
You want to say hi? She says no.
So, also, if you are going to be expanding your garden and you do make a trip to Walmart, check the canning supplies. Canning supplies in certain areas are becoming scarce. If they have them in your area, stock up. You can always barter supplies away for stuff that's already canned.
Yeah, Chris and Sharon, that probably wouldn't be good to say out loud. Some people's minds would devolve into bad places.
Right. Smell better. If I had another tea in there, then it would be bad.
Yeah, well. My Walmart last time I checked actually had quite a bit of canning stuff left.
Yeah.
I do plan on going this week. Not that I have to, because I want to. I want to see if it's recovered. I've got a little extra set aside just for snacks and stuff like that for this month. So if there's enough there, then yes, I will be buying some more stuff.
Oh, I just thought of something. The video I made, and I've showed that the thing here on some of my live streams, that 5-gallon bucket with the ceramic filter inside and everything. I was thinking, I forgot to check that it was at Home Depot, but I've seen them at the one in California. They have the for the 5-gallon buckets of paint. They have the filter thing that straps on it for when you pour the stuff out, in and out and around. So you can use those if you make one of those 5-gallon water filters like I showed, one of those simple, easy ones, and you put that on top for any water you put in, and that will help screen out a lot of the big particulates from the creek water or whatever water you're using. So it's not, clogging up the ceramic filter down in the bottom.
Yeah, something else I want to do is I want to build a bigger filtration system for water. With me living next to a creek, should power go and the city water go with it, at least I'd have water that I could filter and clean to have drinking water, toilet water, bath water, whatever I needed, as long as the creek doesn't run dry.
Oh, Dave, something special too. When that little handheld UV light comes, guess what you can do? Hold it above that, this is suspended above 5 gallons of water and let it kill everything else in it.
What I'll do is I'll make a special lid to put on top of it. So that sits right there. And the only light that gets into the bucket will be through that small opening where that LED is.
I haven't checked the Target around here to see if that they got in canning supplies. But I think the Target here is at the Teton Mall. And if it's part of the mall, I went when I by the mall the other day. I mean, there was no cars there.
Right back on my sneeze again.
Is there a budget-friendly filter suggestion? What a filter for what, Albany? You know, for masks, for water.
Talking water. Go to Walmart or go to Home Depot or Lowe's, and you can find they're black. They're about a big. They look just like the one you buy in a Berkey, but you don't pay the price for it. You can buy like 3 of those or 4 of those
Water.
for the price of 1 Berkey filter.
Okay, hang on one quick second here. Put this back in. All right, so this is the inexpensive, simple bucket filter I made. 5-gallon bucket, and it's got a ceramic filter in there, 1 micron filter. Water drips out the bottom, so I put this bucket above another bucket with a couple little boards blocking it, and I fill this one up, and it'll just drip in there. Takes about 8 hours for the water to go through these filters. The filter was on Amazon for they've gone up in price, but when I got that one, it was $4.95. That was years ago, but they're up to like $15, $18. If you buy it in a 3-pack, you get price breaks on them. But and so that's the one that goes, the first one. Now there is another filter system I saw I found on Amazon that has the charcoal and stuff in it that you can screw onto the bottom of that one. So as it goes through the ceramic first, then it drips into one of the other ones and goes through the charcoal and stuff and gets, and it takes even, any chemicals that make it through out. A 10-pound onion.
Oh, that would be awesome.
A 10-pound carrot would be awesome too if it didn't go bitter.
I think a carrot would go better.
I think it would.
I can't guarantee that an onion wouldn't taste all that great either. I've grown a 5-pound onion before in the past, and it was almost unbearable.
Unbearable because
it just didn't have the right taste.
I
mean, I pulled it right as I was getting ready to start seeding. It was the very first thing I ever grew as a human. My previous life, I was something else, but
so the allotment guy is the one that's growing the 10-pound ones. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I grew that onion and I pulled it up out of the ground. My dad cut the top of it off for the seeds, and he looked at me and says, "You gonna eat it?" So I ate it like an apple.
Okay. Yeah.
Ever since then, I loved onions.
Allotment dairy. There we go. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Hang on. That must be his 10-pound onion right there. So he's got a bunch of the buckets there. And these are the big jet buckets. He's got potato and stuff. Container garden to put for his potatoes. There was another one I just watched on the container bucket garden today. Can't get the channel. Dang, guys, I blew it. There's the allotment dairy. So I'm going to go ahead and ding him there. Bing, bing. So I can get information from him. But yeah, so allotment dairy. And I go back over here real quick. Excuse me while I check something out here. Yeah. That was, whose channel was that here? Going back, looking at it.
Sam Spade. Big tree.
Before shit happens this morning. Simplified gardening.
Yes, a parsnip is, if I'm thinking of what you're thinking of, I think it is similar to a radish.
And
it's a white vegetable. It's usually got 2 little feet hanging off the bottom of it, and sometimes 3. But my mom used to grow them along with the radishes. Radish is a superfood, in my opinion. You pull it up out of the ground, you knock the dirt off, you take a knife and cut the root, cut the top, and just eat it.
Okay, go back to the inbox, get back over here so I can see what's going on here. Okay, here we go. So yeah, simplify gardening. He did a good video. It was, uploaded 17 hours ago. So, but on watering container potato tips, and basically it's similar to those containers that allotment did. So yeah, he's got some good stuff there. So that's simplify gardening is the, and he changed. Yeah. All right. Come on.
Reverse.
Dang it. Hit the wrong button here, guys. Sorry. I was trying to pull up the copy his.
Kathy already got it.
Kathy beat me to it.
I swear
she put up the video. I'm putting up the channel. So that's the channel. He had a customized channel name and he changed it. So it's Simplified Gardening. So yeah, good. I mean, he has some good stuff there. Don't mind the accent. So he's got a British accent. So
I swear Kathy's actually got a team of helpers over there. Minions.
Nah, boo boo.
Many minions assisting her in her computer duties.
Now, as far as radishes go,
Don't
my daughter and son-in-law have a mild, super big, long radish. It's Chinese, I believe, daikon or whatever, something like that. So they're going to be planting some of those as well. So if it's a mild radish, I might be able to stand it.
I love them fresh out of the ground. I love them in salad.
Yeah.
Sprinkle some in a nice iceberg lettuce salad with some onion, some cheese, some carrot.
My mom used to do that, but and radishes just didn't, sit well. Maybe it's because my dad gave me some horseradish as a kid, and turned me off.
I love horseradish too.
Yeah.
But like some alcohols, that's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
What? I didn't do nothing. I was agreeing with him.
Yeah, Courtney, there's I've seen some you talk about doing it like potatoes. I've seen some videos on where you put the radishes into stews and stuff like that. You do it like a potato in the stew and cook them and stuff. But this mild one, this daikon or whatever it's called, I have to go look up the look at my daughter's pile of seed packets. See what the one they have there is. But yeah, they went to order some more of them from the Town and Country Garden Center, and they were out. So those disappeared quick because I guess people are liking those around here. Salute, mild to flavor, stir fry, not the greens, makes it sour.
I agree. I could eat salad all day if my stomach would handle it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I ate a full bag of little baby carrots with some ranch dressing. That was my lunch. It was cat. I'll knock your head off.
There we go. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Julie. Julie got it. Daikon. Yes.
Sounds
And
like
it means big root.
sounds like something you'd see in a Riddick movie.
But I'm trying to remember who it was. Somebody pulled a bit, I was watching their videos on it, and maybe some of you guys saw it too. They pulled out a big, okay. All right. Baker Creek seeds. Daikon. Oh, great. Where is it here?
Right there.
No. I'm looking on my other one here. I'm trying to pull it up. See, I can't pull it off of, so I can put it up. When I click on it, it comes up here. I have to go to my other one and pull it up here so I can, that way I can have the link and I can go to it afterwards and I can do stuff with it. Oh, great. We're into Riddick movies. Pitch Black. Yes, that was a intense, good movie.
All right, Christy. Take care. Good night.
Night, Christy.
Yeah, Julie is smart.
Yeah.
And she's also talented. She can look like a guy if she has to.
And she has a real cool butter knife. A machete. Okay, here's something interesting.
Kohlrabi. Ooh, that's awesome. I love that stuff.
So the bulb never developed, but they're using the leaves, butter and garlic salt. They're mild and tasty. Treat it like a cut and come again. Cool.
If you have never had kohlrabi, it's awesome.
So what is it supposed to be, like a radish bulb?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So is it a very mild? Is it a mild bulb?
To me, but my taste buds are different than everybody else's.
Yeah.
Some people say that it's too strong of a flavor. Others say they can't taste it.
Okay. On Facebook, I saw a meme about someone's house got TP'd, and their the price of the house doubled in value.
Hey, post that picture I sent you
Picture you sent me
earlier. You said you're going to use it tonight, and we ain't used it yet.
Oh! Where did I put it? Where did I save it? Where did I save it? Okay, hang on.
Mandatory item. You have to have this. There's no two ways about it. Whatever you have planned for the next 72 hours, you must research and find this item.
Oh, yes. Yes. Let me get this up here.
If you don't do this, you're not a prepper.
Yeah.
You're not a homesteader. You are a snowflake if you don't go out and get one of these.
Okay, I gotta get it adjusted to the right size so it fills up here just right. There we go. All right, guys. This is the newest, greatest thing you got to get for prepping.
Yeah, I can guarantee people are giving me all kinds of flack right now. I'm not saying it though.
TP guy. Okay, they're still talking about other stuff. Yes. This is the newest N95 mask you got to get. Yes, Kathy, it's a bacon mask. Oh, that was yeah. When Dave sent me that, I fell out of my chair laughing this morning.
Okay, obviously you guys realize I was joking when I said all that, but
eat your germs away. I wasn't gonna go there, but yeah.
Me neither. But in all honesty, the reason I did not post that to my Facebook page is because Kaylin Strain is a friend of mine on Facebook, and I didn't post it on my Facebook page to not offend her because I wanted to be respectful.
All right. Okay, what was that other one here that Kathy put up there? I missed it. It was Kohlrabi seeds. Open a new tab. Boom. All right. I got a bunch of rare seed things to do. You would have tons of people not keeping their 6 foot distance.
Nope, they're trying to eat each other's face off.
Oh. Well, all right. I'm going to be a bad boy here. I'm going to be a very bad boy. So, Chris and Sharon, you talked about you couldn't resist with that on it.
Uh-oh.
There's a company out there
Plugging my ears. I can't hear it.
that makes ammunition that's painted pink. It's called one of the things I've heard referred to as is the pink pig ammunition. It's hollow point that's been filled with pig bone marrow,
Ugh.
and it's for repelling certain home invaders. If you post it, I use pink pig ammunition outside, and they realize, hey, they get shot with that, they're not going to see Allah. Yes, Kathy, I would eat my own mask too. Not Kathy, I mean Julie.
Yes, everybody must have an ample supply of bacon seeds or equivalent thereof.
Yeah.
If y'all remember that video where I bought 3 pounds a while back, I still have 1.5 pounds in the freezer. I'm saving some for a rainy day. Cat.
Mm.
That's my problem. That's why I've only got 1.5 pounds. I made some hamburgers and was making bacon cheeseburgers for me and Charles. And yeah, I ate more than I should have before I fixed it or got dinner done.
Bacon jerky. Actually,
I don't.
We made bacon jerky in a convection oven.
The reason I don't do bacon jerky is it's too greasy and does not store.
Yeah.
If you make it, you have to eat it almost immediately. Yeah, when you're making your own jerky, you want to use the leanest meat possible. There are several videos out there explaining what way to cut it. The best way to do it is when you buy it, stick it in the freezer, get it almost frozen, but it's still bendable, and then cut it into the strips you want, and then marinate it for 12 to 24 hours. I do at least 24 hours. Yeah, that's exactly what I did, Kathy.
Yeah, the bacon jerky we did at Scout Camp didn't last to the evening.
Well, see, that's why I'm glad I don't have to feed me and Charles. Although he is at the point now where he can eat an entire pound of hamburger made into hamburger patties by himself, as well as mashed potatoes and corn.
Okay, I'm going to I didn't check Sweet Baby Ray's is not one of my favorites.
I have my own recipe.
But I've checked a lot of the ones you can buy in the store and stuff. Very few of them do not have a very nasty ingredient.
Sugar.
And that is that the high fructose corn syrup.
Mm-hmm. That's why I make my own.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, some of the ingredients I have high fructose corn syrup in it, but I limit them. If you go to my very first cooking video where I show the Weston dehydrator, it's oranges and jerky. My recipe's in there. And some people will say, ooh, horseradish in beef jerky mix? Yes. And it'll be the best beef jerky you ever ate. Guaranteed.
All right. I could try that. I love grape jelly. Yeah, yeah, Kathy. As I found, most of them, I found a couple that don't have high fructose corn syrup. There were very few. Oh, wait, it jumped here. It jumped.
Food.
I'll be back in just a second.
Uh-oh. More food incoming, or pictures thereof. Again, folks, if you're looking for something to read that's not food related, go pick up the brand new book.
Yeah.
Educate thyself.
Yeah.
Oh, see, mine's not a barbecue sauce. Mine is a marinade.
Yeah. This one was the one of only two I could find at the Albertson store that did not have high fructose corn syrup in it. Or corn syrup at all. It's got cane sugar, molasses, Worcestershire sauce, and all the spices, garlic, onion, tamarind, cloves, garlic, onions, anchovies, chili pepper extract, tomato puree. That's, so cane sugar and molasses is the only sweetener in this.
Julie, that's just a random JPEG you found. So here's my challenge to you folks. Go watch that video, at least enough to look at the beef jerky, which is halfway through, and look at that recipe, write it down or copy it some way, and try it. That's my challenge to you guys who make beef jerky, is to try my recipe and see what you think of it. You have 1 week to get it done.
Yeah. The Kathy, it says less than 2% of anchovies. It's like the one of the Newman Zone's one of the Newman Zone's Italian salad dressings had a little bit of anchovies in it. It doesn't overpower it. It's it's very mild amount in there. It just gives a little bit of flavor to it. And generally, I can't really tell what that is, that it's in there.
Wide family, once you try my recipe on regular beef jerky, you won't want Slim Jims no more. I bought some Slim Jims 2 months ago, and I actually don't care for the taste after making my own jerky. There's only one company out there that I like after making my own, and that is from Perky Jerky. And hey, they have subscriptions.
Michael 58 says he says instead of salt, so I'm betting that's what the anchovies is in there.
Yep.
Because they're very salty.
Very salty. But guess what? Regular ketchup has anchovies in it too.
Yeah.
Cat, I'm gonna declaw you myself in about 2 seconds. I can't.
Hang on. Go to this one here. So,
No, Julie, I won't do that. That would be very inappropriate.
O-L-P-R-E.
There's an easier. Never mind.
Yeah. And playlists.
Cooking.
Bible stuff, cooking videos, all 7 of them.
Yep, there's the very first one. Mandarin oranges and beef jerky.
Yeah. And
Post-quarantine cook-off. Heck no, do it now. Let's go. Chop, chop, chop.
deep quarantine cook-off. Ah. Yes, that's I post the link on the playlist, so you're going to get the rest of them too. But oh, hang on, let me pause it there. And there's Dave's dehydrator.
Yep. And my coffee cup that the cat broke. You should have brought. Now I'm angry again. I had that coffee cup for 14 years.
Mason jar coffee cup.
Yep. It was given to me by Truckers for Christ on Christmas Eve because I was stuck at a truck stop.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. And once you get a dehydrator, you can dehydrate virtually everything.
Yeah. All right. Now, Pennsylvania preppers probably left.
Yes, they did.
All right. Now, with her and her food dehydrator, or freeze dryer rather, or freeze dryer, can you freeze dry steak?
Yes.
Gonna have to go out and hijack a steak truck and get a dehydrate all that steak.
See, I'm gonna wait for another 2 weeks when everything starts crashing really bad. Then we're gonna go hijack me a Brinks truck and get me a freeze dryer.
What do you mean? What happened to my hair? It's always been missing up here. That's why I wear a hat.
Remember, he doesn't want to blind y'all.
Yeah.
His words, not mine. His words.
If I go out in the sun without a hat on and turn my head the right direction, I can burn buildings down.
And again, folks, if you get a dehydrator, you definitely want a decent food saver product. Don't skimp on that. The money you save by picking up a Weston, put the extra toward a decent food saver.
Yeah. Yeah. And that would be, I still have that up. Yeah. Food saver. Dave. So you spend your money on the Weston dehydrator, and then you get the Western Pro food grade stainless steel vacuum sealer for $400.
Oh, sure.
That will last till your grandkids are using it.
Grandkids, heck, that'll be for 5 generations from now.
Yeah, that's a good one there. But so yeah, you got the different ones here, the different grades. That kind of looks like the one we have.
I get the one above it personally.
Yeah,
because it's got the attachment right there on the top for doing your canning jars.
Yeah. Well, the one we have has the attachment too, but it plugs in the back.
Right. Plus the one above it, the green one, the silver and green one.
Mm-hmm.
You can also vacuum seal bags for like your laundry clothes and your coats and blankets. That'll also work with those bags as well.
Yeah.
If you go to my playlists, in one of my videos, and I don't remember which list it's in, I actually show taking a air conditioner pump and turning it into a vacuum sealer.
Yeah.
Or a vacuum, not a sealer, but a vacuum.
Right. And here's the 129 food save. It has the attachment right there on the side off of it there.
That's probably the one I'm going to be picking up.
That's the 129 one.
Just not sure when.
Because this other one's 179, so it's $50 more for the bigger one here. But yeah, so you got your food savers, got your all right. 4 trays. Yeah. Okay. Michael, what did Michael say?
You don't want to read it. You really don't. Too late.
Oh, wait a minute. I went above it. There we go. So to some he gave brains, others he gave hair. So I got plenty of brains then.
Well, you had hair. It just fell out.
No, the brains pushed it out.
Okay. It's your story. You can stick to it. Yeah, we discussed that earlier there, Albany. The best way to do it is follow Rain Country. She did a very good video on how to get everything set up, as did Prep Stutters. I don't know if anybody else did one. Those are just the 2 I watched.
Yeah.
And that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I watched a couple of them on the break bleed. Big Family Homestead did one on the bleeder as well.
Why? There's no reason to stop him. It won't hurt your dehydrator. It might stink up the house a little bit, but it won't hurt the dehydrator any. You'll have a runny nose and running eyes for, like 6 hours, but you'll be okay. It's just like having a personal tear gas test in your own home. So if you want to learn how to deal with tear gas, there you go.
Yeah.
Tear gas ain't no joke.
Yeah.
And the stuff
it is to me. I got gassed with CS gas. Didn't do anything for me. There were 2 of us in the police academy. They nailed the entire class with CN gas, and we laughed at them. And then they came out later and they popped the CS gas, and specifically, and they hung it around the 2 of us that were laughing before, and we were looking at them like.
I was the only person in my company in my platoon that when we went through the NBC training, which is nuclear, biological, and chemical training, where you are forced to go into a sealed room with your masks on, they fill the room full of CS tear gas, the really nasty military grade crap. Then after the room is so full of it, you can't see your hand in front of your face as far away. They tell you, take off your mask, take a deep breath, and then run out of the room. I took 2 deep breaths and walked. I got yelled at. I got put in the front lane of arrest position for about 20 minutes. Seemed like 20 years. And he looked at me, why didn't you run? I said, didn't bother me a bit. He said, you're full of, you know what? I said, no, really, it didn't. That's why I'm not coughing, sneezing, hacking, my eyes running, my nose running, and my lips quivering in this wind like everybody else's. It didn't bother me a bit.
Yeah.
I had all kinds of bad duties later on that night because he thought I was a smart cock. I had guard duty.
Yeah.
I had AP duty. Then more guard duty. Then I had to buff the damn floors in the military officer's office. See, there you go. That's how you keep invaders out your house. Take and let him dehydrate it. And here's what you do. Once it's dehydrated, you take and get one of those little silver magic bullet things. You put it into a fine powder. Then you put it into a baggie. And when people try breaking in your house, you sit there and aim it at them and pop the bag right in their face. They'll stop.
No. You go to Tyler's channel. Let's talk about prepping, and make that little potato gun he has. Yeah, and you load that baggie of the powder in that, and you hit them out as they're starting to come up the walkway. The other thing too is the paintball guns. A friend of mine took the paintballs and drained the paint out of them and filled it full of water and froze them, and he was firing those at protesters in Oakland.
Ouch.
Then I told him, well, why don't you put ghost pepper powder in there? He did. So when the paintball pellet hit, the ghost pepper powder went. Poof. 2 shots and the street was cleared.
Kathy ran away.
All right, Kathy. Night. Had 12 plants last year, made jam out of them. Yeah, that's one of the things. Oh, that's what I forgot to get. Dang it. Got to write that down on my list here.
Excuse me.
Garlic.
See, if I could grow a garden, there'd be a few things that I would definitely grow. I'd grow garlic. I'd grow chive onions. I would grow some regular bell peppers and maybe a few jalapeno type, so I can make my own blend of spices.
Yeah.
I'd grow them, dehydrate them, and then grind them up. Then I'd add some like regular pepper and some sea salt and make up my own little, mix of spices for rubs and stuff.
Hey, CR. Woohoo.
Hello, Mr. Creative. How are you this evening?
CR is in the house.
I've seen his videos. I just ain't seen him lately because he's always on so late at night. I'm already in bed. There goes my cat up at the stairs, and she'll come running back down.
All right, so we got another famous Canadian in the house.
Golf clap.
All right. Wow, I just realized what time it is.
Mm-hmm.
This has been a nice, long, fun one. And we're still got still got 13 watching.
How is Lori? I can give you an update on Miss Lori. Miss Lori's other daughter, Sarah's fever did break today. Both kids are now being a real pain in her booty, she said, but she's very happy. She says, thank you very much for the prayers, and she will get back with us as soon as she can. And then she said she was going to bed.
Yeah.
That was like noon today, so I'm sure she probably has been up and down since, but they are doing better.
Yeah.
Still not completely healed, but they are better.
Yeah. I just realized something. Someone I haven't seen in a while is Alana, AK Fabe.
She put out a video not too long ago giving an update.
Yeah.
Time I've seen her.
That's the only thing I've seen. I thought she was going to be doing more.
She's been going through a lot of issues.
Yeah.
Never stop praying. Even on my worst day where I actually feared to go before God and pray, I still do it. Because, everybody has that day where just things get to them. They take their focus off what they need to. They have a very horrible day. Everything seems to pile on them all at once. And sometimes we say things we don't mean, usually in our privacy of our own home where nobody else hears it. But, even on those days, we should still go before God and say, I really screwed up today, Lord.
Okay.
I don't have the right to come before you in any way, shape, or form, but thanks to your son, I have the opportunity to do so. Well, see, I usually don't run my live streams late because most of y'all want to go to bed by the time I start running mine anyway. Or I'd run mine until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to be, before I end this, I want to put something over here on the side, move this over here for a second. And I'm going to end it with another reason why we need to improve our situation. And this is a video email I got on a video. Dave's seen it. So I'm just going to show you the link. I'm not going to go to the video. So this is from China in Focus. And it says, the CCP increases death toll by 50%.
And the world wants answers.
Exactly.
I want answers too. But Gil and I have been saying from the very beginning that they were lying about the numbers.
Yeah, they were way off. And there was another article by China in Focus that said they were off as much as 86%.
And that was 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah. And so, and then there was,
Julie, you're fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not.
yeah. And then there was the one on the, hang on, let me get this focus up. There was the one about the big drop. Every January and February, their cell phone accounts increase, and this year it dropped by 21 million. And they tried explaining away. They were only able to explain away 15 million of it, but still.
I think you would have liked my last live there, Julie. It was more biblical based.
Yeah. The Dry Bar channel has. Okay. All right, folks. So I hope everybody got something that they can use to improve their position, their situation, and get a little bit more prepared for what may be coming. I'm not going to, not fear, that we are strongly concerned about maybe coming.
All right. But see, there's a difference between letting fear run you and you fearing an outcome that will change those around you, which will cause you to either have to step up your game to higher security,
yeah,
or a more giving nature. Because if you're not ready for either one of those, that is something that you fear, but you can work on. Don't let fear run your life. Take control of your fear, because all fear means is that there's something you realize you care about. So when you fear losing the grid, you care about having that grid because that means you can take care of yourself and your family. But the grid down, it makes that a lot harder. So yes, it's a fear, but it's a fear you can work on. You don't have to let it
Those
rule
who
your
need
life.
relief from the.
And Julie is on her way to ordering her must-have bacon masks. Awesome. Good job, young lady.
Yes, there it is. So she's ordered, her bacon mask is on order.
I have mine in the freezer now. I just have to put them together after they're cooked, and if I don't eat them first.
All right. All right, Albany, thank you. And so with this, we're going to say good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
And going to throw something up here to say goodbye with here to remind everybody.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.